because I think this is always a question that people have. It's like, okay, am I too old to invest? Am I too young to invest? The short answer is that you should start investing as soon as you can. The earlier you start investing, the better, because you have more time to take advantage of those compound returns and more time to hopefully, if you mess up, you can make up for it. Now, I will say that you should not start investing if you don't have at least 3 things done yet. Number 1, you should have all your high interest debt paid off. And the reason is that usually high interest rate debt is anything over 10%. So if you can get a guaranteed return of 10% by paying off your high interest rate debt, you should probably do that because that's guaranteed. The trade-off is that, yeah, you don't invest in the market, but what if the market loses you money? I'd much rather just be free of high interest rate debt before I start investing. The second thing you want to have established is an emergency fund. So that's a fund that you set aside just for emergencies, and hopefully you have 3 to 6 months of your expenses saved in that account. That's an account that you do not touch unless for emergencies, and this is actually going to give you a lot of peace of mind before you start investing. Lastly, only invest what you can afford to lose. So for example, let's say you want to buy a house in the next 2 years with your nest egg of money. I probably would not be investing that in the market, because what if the market takes a downturn and all of a sudden you can't buy that house anymore? Investing does carry risk, and while we have been going over a strategy that in the long term nets you between 8 to 10%, in any given point, you could lose money. So that's something you just want to keep in mind. All right, so how much money should you start with? In terms of how much money you want to start with,